Welcome, everyone. Welcome to another Wednesday night. The fundamentals to gain inner peace with your host, Coach Menachem Bernfeld. And the title is You Don't Need to Change, You Are Perfect. And thank you all for the messages that I got. I know the reaction when you see that title. Not everybody knows and understands. What are you talking about? There's so much that I need to change. I'm not perfect, far from perfect. I'm human. Well, you're all right, and it's amazing, and that's what we're going to talk about. Let's discuss what comes up when you think, am I perfect? Or the things that I have to fix, the things that you don't like, you want to change, why you want to change it. So thank you for joining, and let's have that discussion. Before we start, let's get grounded, like we do every week, just to take a minute or two and to stop. When was the last time you had time just to stop and relax? Take it easy. Just seeing where you are. Take a deep breath and let it all out. Another one. Good job. Deep breath in and out. Whatever comes up, let it out. You can close your eyes if you feel comfortable. Just become aware of where you are, where you are physically, and then we turn inwards to feel, just to feel. Feel your body. What do you feel? You breathe in and out for a few minutes, even for a few times, you're going to start feeling your body tingling. So let's try to do that. Take a deep breath in and out. Another one. Sometimes you can feel lightheaded. You get scared, but it's okay. It's okay. And then just become aware of what your body feels. A quick body scan from head to toe, up and down, just to see what feelings comes up. Good job. Another deep breath in. And let it out with a sigh. What does it feel? What do you feel? That's it. Okay, so last week we discussed a little bit awareness of Elul, just to become aware of what does Elul mean for you, what you picked up from your past, and what needs to be relearned. What do you need to help you with all the ideas that you have? Maybe you need new ideas. What people shared was scared, overwhelmed, nervous, and numb. Like we mentioned, numb is also something that many have. It We'll do it again. I have no connection, no feelings, and sometimes we feel guilty that we feel numb because we know there's so much more. And we discussed just to become aware. That's step number one. And whatever comes up, there's no right or wrong. If you become aware that you're numb, you're numb. But I want to change it. Wait a second. First, become aware and just sit there and see it. Where am I? When I hear the word Elul, Elul, what does it bring up? Numb is also a type of being scared, overwhelmed, because you don't want to go there. So the body shuts down. It's whatever. I don't want to think about it. So there's something behind numb, and let's respect that. Don't push it. There's something it doesn't want to feel, and that's okay. Why is it okay? For now, it's okay. Just for that awareness, just to be aware, becoming aware of what we think based on our experience, based on our past, based on the ideas we picked up. And then we can take it to the next level. And when you hear the idea that you don't need to change, also become aware of what comes up. What does that mean? I don't need to change. I am perfect. I'm far from perfect. Like I mentioned many times when we discuss the awareness part, is, I say it's okay, you're okay. And in the mind, I'm not okay. The mind says, I'm not okay. Why is he saying it's okay? I'm okay. So that's that first part of first being able to sit down and breathe. If you're constantly feeling that you're not okay, it's not okay, and you're running, you won't be able to sit down and come to that, awareness, to that first step. So the step number one is always awareness and then self-acceptance, no matter what comes up. To be able to accept myself with all the ins and outs, with all the ups and downs, with all the things that you think negative. We discussed many times, you have to be able to see the full picture. We all have both. And if you're only able to think negative, something to think about. That's awareness number one. If you're always in, everything's fine, everything's good, there's no downs, there's always ups. Okay, that's amazing. Sounds amazing, but it's also something to think about. What is it that you don't want to be aware of? What is it that you don't want to be in touch? And we discussed last week. Somebody mentioned the relationship with Hashem is always positive, which is amazing, and they're always connected. But it's also something to think about because humans, ups and downs, ins and outs, sunny day, rainy day, we have it. And if you're not aware of it, you're not aware of those ups and downs, maybe there's something you don't want to be aware of, something to talk about. So that's always step number one. Become aware and accept yourself. It's okay. You're okay. Yes, even with all of the thoughts that you have that you don't like, take a deep breath and learn how to be okay, and then start seeing the full picture. And then we take it to the next level, a deeper level. When I say you are perfect, you don't need to change. The question is, who are you? So let's talk about that for a minute. Who am I? So we all know that we're created from a body and a soul. We have a neshama and we have a body. Question is, what do you identify with? Is it a body with a neshama or a neshama with a soul, with a body? Body with a soul or a soul with a body? So a lot of people, it's much easier to think, I am my body and I have a neshama. But the truth is the other way. We are all a neshama. We are a soul. And we come down this world in the body. So we have a body. So we have those two things. And the body pulls us one way. Neshama pulls us the other way. If we can stop and connect with our neshama, with our soul is always perfect. And the soul is a chelik elikam imal. It's part of Hashem. Something to talk about eventually, maybe one day. A lot to talk about. But for now, just the idea, just the concept that we all have a part of Hashem. We're all a part of it, a neshama that's pure, that's perfect, just like Hashem. If we can tap into that and think about that for a minute, it takes us to a different place. And I know we don't always feel that way, but we have to start a few minutes a day with a little bit of meditation, finding a quiet time, which asking yourself, who am I? And the soul is perfect, pure. It's just born, before we're born. That's how it is. And that's also when we discuss the inner child, when we discuss that you are what you are, just going back to that place of unconditional. We get used to when I do this, when things work out, when I have that, and everything around me is the way I think it should be, then I am okay. Then things are okay. But understanding that I am unconditionally, I can be loved, and I am okay, and I am perfect. The part of me inside of me, the chelik kamimal, that soul that we can connect to, is just perfect. And that doesn't need to change. What does need to change is many times we're not aware of it, and our actions. Look around and you see this has to change. I want to grow in that. I want to be better there, which is amazing. It sounds great. But before that, can you tap into the part of you that doesn't need to change at all? Have you ever felt it? Have you ever been there? Just to sit, breathe, nothing needs to change. Everything's okay. You're okay. It's perfect the way it is. Tapping into that perfect place, into that soul. Now again, these are concepts, and we don't always feel it. But the idea, we have to start talking about it. It's hard to accept. Sometimes, we don't see ourselves there. And in order to grow, in order to go to the next level, we discussed it many times. And this is a question that somebody's asking. If I feel okay, I won't be motivated to change. And that's a question that comes up many times. We're so used to that change and getting better comes from a place where I feel that pain, or I feel I'm not good enough, I have to get better. But if you can't look back before you continue, before you see the things that have to get better, could you stop for a moment and look back at your year and see where you had some growth, where you had a beautiful year, where you took it to the next level, things worked out? Can you make a list? Can you come up with ideas? Or when you look back, it's all negative. Like another year, I'm in the same place, it's not working. If that's the voice that comes up, then I would imagine that you would probably feel numb, guilty, overwhelmed, and all these feelings come up. Like, again, I don't know how to do this every year. And just be aware of those thoughts that just pull you down. And motivation, not at all. It doesn't motivate you to continue. Sometimes, you have that push. You're not giving up. It's still not giving up. So you'll try a little bit over here, a little bit over there. But deep down, you feel like, this is who I am. I've been like this the past 20 years. And that's it. Whatever. And then, we feel guilty, and then face Hashem, talking about facing Hashem. What are your thoughts? It's hard. So let's make that a little bit easier. Okay, we have to see the full picture. Seeing the full picture of, yes, you did grow. Start making the positive list of the things that you did this year, the things that you can look back and say, wow, you're doing a good job. Keep it up. If we can connect to a place where we know, again, we know we're made of two parts, and one part is the soul, the other part is the body. Body pulls us down, wants to indulge, wants everything to be perfect, everything to be comfortable. And sometimes, the triggers come up. Not always are we doing the right thing. So we could understand that, but if we can tap into that soul, who am I really? Place where I am perfect, connected to Hashem, part of Hashem. And if you can really feel that, and then the motivation comes from, wow, sure, I want to be better. Sure, I want to take it to the next level because that's who I am, right? So, like we discussed, tshuva is really coming back home to who you are, coming back home. Imagine living without all the baggages, without all of the things that we picked up, the negativity, just coming from a good place. So if we can find a quiet time, a quiet place, and start connecting with the neshama part of us, slowly connecting and knowing that that's who we are. We're pure, unconditionally. Hashem loves us. Hashem loves us. We're part of Him, and that's where we can go to that piece, this piece of the self-love that so many of us hard to connect. Self-love, self-acceptance. Just accept yourself the way you are, and then eventually you can love yourself. That part, that should be much easier, unconditionally. It just is. Think about a child. If the child is loved, the child feels safe, just feels good about themselves. They're still young, they just feel that they're valued, not because of what they do. They're just happy and they're naturally curious. They want to grow, they'll try new things. In that space, the child is more open to learn, maybe to take risks, make mistakes. It's okay. What's going to happen? You make a mistake, try again. Didn't pick up all of those thoughts that we have. So imagine that child is in a state of, let me try. It didn't work. Let me try again. It's so pure. It's growing like naturally. It wants to grow. Naturally, we want to grow. We want to expand, get better. The same thing is with us. If you feel good with who you are, right? Obviously, it starts with acceptance. Accept who you are, accept where you are. You can, and eventually connect to that truth. Who am I? To that soul of that being, just a healthy consciousness, a healthy idea of who I am, being happy with who I am. Hashem created me this way. Hashem created me. Forget about how. He just created me. And I'm part of him. So that's like, wow. You can feel the motivation. Versus if we always feel negativity, we connect with our actions of what we do, and we look at ourselves with all the failures and all the years, and it's not working, and this is another year. It just pulls us down, and where's it taking you? So that's always the question we have to ask ourselves. We all want to grow, get better, do more. But where's it coming from? Is it coming from a place where I feel there's something wrong with me? I'm not enough. I'm not enough. Something is wrong with me deep down. I just feel something. I'm not. Everybody else is. I'm not. I'm not. And that's where it pulls us. Let me continue. Let me do this. Let me do that. And we're all over the place. And we can talk about addiction, talk about numb, that feeling. And even, but even growing, I'm discussing even growing, like we discussed, buying new books. Maybe that book has the answer because I still feel that emptiness. I feel something is wrong, something is missing. So we're growing, it's pushing us. Is it coming from that place, from a place where I'm not good enough? Or is it coming from a place where, wow, look at me. I've grown. I'm doing so much and it's amazing. I'm doing a great job and I want to continue. Why would I want to stop? Look at the difference, different energy, different feeling. But it all boils down to that. Where is that core feeling? Where is that coming from? When you see somebody want to do more, help more, grow, sounds great, but where is it coming from? Can you stop for a few minutes? Which many people, beginners on the journey, many times they can't stop because when you stop, that voice comes up. I have to continue, I have to continue, I can't stop. Whoa, 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 whoa. Could you take a few minutes for yourself? Can you relax, take a deep breath? Do you deserve a few minutes? No, 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 I can't. What's going on? What are you feeling? What's pushing you? Something to think about. So again, if I can tap into that part where I say, you're perfect, that part does not need to change. You don't need to change. You are perfect. You're a chelik kamimal. You're a soul. You are part of God. Now, what does need to change maybe is maybe the actions. You've done something wrong. Okay, we can, you can think about it. You can try to do better, but it should be coming from a place of I know who I am. I feel good about myself. And for sure, I want to do better. I want to fix. I want to grow for sure. But it should be coming from that pure, that place of perfect. So this is a new idea. So when I say we're all humans and we're not perfect, it's the idea of Hashem created us humans with a body. And no, we're never going to be perfect. That's the body part. We're working and we're growing and we have a body and we have ups and downs and we have emotions. And that's fine. That's exactly the way it needs to be. But we can tap into a perfect part, the neshama part of us, which if you want, you can spend some time with it. Sit with it. Forget about your body for a few minutes and just breathe and connect, meditate and connect to that part which you are part of Hashem. You are part of Hashem. And over there, nothing needs to change. Can you imagine? How does that feel? Try it out and let me know. Okay, so that's it for tonight. It's a new concept and it does change a little bit. Maybe next week we'll discuss the relationship with Hashem. What's my relationship with Hashem? How to connect. It's work, but just to start the thoughts of what comes up. So thank you very much. If you have any questions, you can put them in the chat. We have 2-3 minutes for questions. You can let me know what came up with this new idea. Or when you saw the title, it said, you are perfect, no need to change. There are positive and negative feedback, yes. Some people, it comes to a place where they can feel some positive. Others, it makes no sense. Serenity. Thanks for the beautiful inspiration. I have more clarity. Amazing. Clarity is always number one. When you feel overwhelmed, just sit down with a pen and paper and write it all down. What are there just too much, so much to do? I'm getting married in 2 weeks. First of all, Mazel Tov. Wow. And yeah, let's just take a moment and just imagine what can come up. It's Elul. It's before Yom Tov, Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, Sukkot, and you're getting married. So first of all, I can put together Yom Kippur and Yom Kippur. It might make it a little bit easier. The day that you get married is like Yom Kippur, but when you hear the word Yom Kippur, what comes up? Just be aware of what comes up. And yes, overwhelmed. When there's a lot going on, overwhelmed is normal. You have to find things that work for you to organize, actual organization, because there's a lot going on. And then to organize your thoughts. But I find that just becoming aware of all the thoughts, that itself could help. So you can do something that's called a brain dump. Sit down with a pen and paper and just dump everything on that piece of paper. All your thoughts, ups and downs, the ins and outs, positive and negatives. Don't be scared. Just put it all on a piece of paper. And once you can see it from the outside, it's like, okay, okay. At least I see it. I have some clarity. But again, Mazel Tov. It should be Rishon Toivim Mitzlachas. Get the help you need, the help you deserve, and everything should work out. And it's Hashem. Beautiful. And it's always the way you look at yourself, especially with a new relationship. I find that it's something we'll discuss, but the relationship, whichever way you look at it, it has a connection, a relationship with the people around you, relationships with your kids, relationship with your parents, relationship with yourself, and with Hashem. It's, what do my relationships look like? It goes into trust. Can I trust myself? What does that mean, trust myself? And it goes into that trusting Hashem, trusting the people around you. But it's for a different time, especially now, starting a new relationship. The idea of understanding of all our parts, understanding we're not perfect and nobody is, and to accept these are important pieces. Amazing. Thank you very much. Thank you for showing up. Thank yourself for taking some time off for yourself, which you deserve. You deserve more than this. Every day, a little bit. Take some time off. And with Hashem, I will see you next week. Have a great night. Take care of yourself. And I'll see you next week. Thank you.